The world is going under massive change. There is great turbulence at the moment worldwide. Humanity finds itself amidst the fourth industrial revolution and the sixth mass extinction. There is a lot of fear, but also a lot of hope. So this turbulence is shaking the very foundations and infrastructures that have been supporting our world so far. And what would be the new structures that will support our world in the future? Coming Community is a series of projects around the world, encouraging different local communities to engage in creating a new mindset for these new world-bearing structures. It is a process of collective self-reflection and empowerment, and that's it because it is us who negotiate and renegotiate our common reality through our daily lives.
Có phải cái này là phải đéo đi.
So for Thailand Biennale in Krabi, we worked in Koh Klang, which is an island, but it is part of Krabi city. It is very nearby, you should only be 5 minutes on a boat, but it is still cut off from the infrastructure of the city. So people have to care for their own infrastructures, they have their own transportation system with boats and tuk-tuks. There are no cars in the island, and they also have their own waste management. Basically, they either have to collect their waste and bring them over to the city by boat, which is a lot of effort, or they have to burn them in their backyards. Almost the whole population of the island is Muslim, and people sustain themselves for the day. So they work either on a taxi boat or a tuk-tuk taxi, they cultivate and collect the rice, they collect edible seashells or fish, and they prepare and sell food. So these are the main occupations of people in the village. There is a high degree of self-sufficiency because nature provides a lot for the island. But there is also a high degree of pollution in this island, exactly because of the lack of the infrastructure. Life seems to be simple and fun. We also discovered the recent sport trend, which is the rooster singing competition. It seems to be the major form of entertainment at the moment on this island. There are competitions running twice a day in every neighborhood, and in the end there's going to be a final and there's going to be a rooster champion. So we worked here with 10 adult participants and 6 children. During our workshops, we defined the local values which they would have liked to see flourishing in coming community.
ในท้องถิ่นเรามีลายอะไรบ้างได้นานนะอยู่ได้นานดู10 ปีนะสีกะลาเลยเหรอถ้าเราเคลือบมัน He said you can use
nature, culture, self-sufficiency, food self-sufficiency, happiness, family, stability, and harmony were the values. And we also discussed how these values are currently undermined or threatened, and even to the extent that this threat would result to a big catastrophic event for these values in the community. And then we also brainstormed about what would be the responses of the community to make these values stronger so that they would become the milestones, the local milestones for Kami community. At the same time, we created an inventory of symbols of the values, the threats, and the responses. And through a synthesis of these symbols, we designed a kind of a storytelling that tells these stories of the values. Because people
ของผ
style
สม
it
เนี่ย
a lot.
มีกี่นามสกุลเอาอย่างนั้นอ่ะ
โนแอลกอฮอล์แต่ผมไม่รู้
เอานามส
จะ
กุล
ว่าอะไร
มันก็จะเยอะเอา
Big family
เกิดอะไรแบบ
It's
นั้
a
น
big family.
เป็นครอบครัว
Big family. Change of community, no? Change of self, change of community. How can we symbolize this?
พูดแล้วตกมือมือเพื่อเรามือ
ทีนี้ผู้ชายทีนี้ทำแข่งกันเราจะสมมติเราdo by their own hand for build the abundance, right? And
Yes.
food resilience. This one
Yes.
for stability in the community. Yes. And second one, the culture. Where is the culture? This one, the culture, nature in this is Iceland, and the abundance of the life field bring their community stability. Yes. And the third one, some of the pollution destroy nature and this one abundance.
A local craftsman who is working with wood carving and is also part of our group made then handcrafted wooden stamps of these values. And these stamps are inspired by the local batik technique, where they have metal stamps that dip into the wax and then stamp the patterns on the clothes. Coming community is a symbolic infrastructure, a bottom-up infrastructure made by ourselves for ourselves. It is a constellation of columns that will bear, celebrate and exemplify the values of the community. These four pillars actually, they are the conceptual pillars that will support Coming community, and they are four because they represent the four different villages that coexist in this island, and they are in between relationship. So what we did next is that we went to the local brick factory, all of us together, and we created by our own hands the bricks that support Coming community. There we split into two teams. One team was printing with the wooden stamps which had already designed on the clay, And the other team was creating freestyle patterns invented on the spot, using as tools like simple materials such as seashells. The factory workers were also involved in the process, and they really loved actually to make something different with these bricks that they have been making again and again the same ones for so many years. And in general, everybody seemed to have loved this process, and they were all super much involved and very happy with the results and what we did that day. In addition, the overall structure celebrates the local architectural style, using materials that are commonly used in the local architecture. The site we have chosen, it is one of the major beach sites here in Go Klang, although it's nothing really like a beach because people don't go there to swim, but they go there to collect the edible seashells. And they do that in the afternoon when the tide is low, so basically they can walk at the bottom of the sea and collect the shells with a local technique and a local gear, very simple DIY gear that they have. So basically, the site is more of a garden and a symbol for food resilience, abundance, and self-sufficiency of this island. However, it is really threatened by pollution, and therefore we decided to make a collective healing for the site, going there to collect the plastic waste and then to make a fire there in the evening and sit down and brainstorm about more long-term and more resilient ways to care for the nature of this place. The fire pit will stay next to the installation of the columns, will be also part basically of the installation for everybody to sit down and reflect. Also the visitors of the Biennale are very welcome to do so, and they can also make a fire if they want to. Kamen community is created for the people of Go Klang and by the people of Go Klang. So it will stay here even after the end of the Biennale. And for as long as it stands, it will stand as a symbol of empowerment, a self-created infrastructure, and a reminder of these local values. I'm Valentina Carga, and I'm doing work for Thailand Biennale, and I'm very happy and grateful to have this experience of working here.